everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. Today I'm going to share with you all of the pans that I've hit in 2024. I have tried to stack up all of the palettes in order of how I hit the pans. Not all of these pans are in my collection anymore, so you're going to have to take my word on it. I've recorded in what quarter I've hit the pans and through what project. If there's any pans that I haven't shown that you're still interested in seeing, I would suggest you go out check out the project that I was doing. But if you've been on my channel all year, you have seen all of these pans. I've done my best to keep the spreadsheet up to date. I've recounted it for about 4 times now. So I'm sticking with the numbers that are here. We're just gonna leave it at this. So this year, no, I'm gonna save that till the end because that's more fun. So we're just gonna start with quarter 1 and then I'm gonna show you all the pans that I've hit that are still in my collection. So the first pan is something that I don't have to show anymore. I hit the first pan in the shade Cognac from Glam Shop through Pan Those Eyeshadows. That shadow, I think, fell and shattered. It wasn't my favorite, so I wasn't too sad about it. It was a very dark brown, but sort of red brown. I didn't really love it that much, but that isn't in my collection anymore. So the first pan that I have to show you, I hit in the shade Right Hand Mando from the ColourPop The Child palette. Now, I'm not sure which one of these two it is. It is currently my pan that palette. So it's either this one or this one, and I think it is this one, but like don't pin me down on it. Not sure, but that was hit through Project Level Up. Then the second pan I hit was in the shade Glamping from Milani. I hit that through Pan Those Eyeshadows. That shadow is decluttered. So the next one I have to show you is from my Beauty Bay Tropical palette. I hit pan in the shade Jellyfish, and that was also in Pan Those Eyeshadows. And Jellyfish is right here. Then I hit pan in the shade Happiness for my Shrek X Revolution Fairy Godmother palette. That was in the hashtag Beauty Chest. I don't have that palette anymore. The next one is from the ColourPop In a Trance palette, and it was in the shade Clarity, and that is right here. This one is conveniently in the same palette still. And that was through Level Up. And then I hit another pan in a shadow from this palette through Level Up, but I don't have that shadow anymore. That was the shade Mind's Eye. But yeah, I decluttered that shadow. Then another declutter from the Milani palette. I hit pan in the shade Enjoy the View through Pan Those Eyeshadows. And then I have 2 that I can show you, both from Pan Those Eyeshadows. The first comes from the Magic Mini palette. I hit pan in the shade Yamoya. Is that how you pronounce it? It is this silver one. And the other one comes from the Kimchi Chic palette. This was also from Pan Those Eyeshadows, and that is right there. So those were my pans for quarter 1. Then I started off quarter 2 with a shade from, oh, I have the wrong palette, not the Tropical palette, but the Bright palette. And this was in Pan Those Eyeshadows. I hit pan in the shade Heather, which is right there. Mini pan, but we're gonna count it. And next, through Project Level Up, I hit pan in a shadow from the Scooby-Doo Glamlight palette. And I hit pan in shade number 6. So that would be the green shadow. Then next, through Pan palette. Is that correct? I don't know. I guess it is. I hit pan in the shade Dandy from the ColourPop Honey palette. And now I think that is this yellow right here. I guess it was in my rolling Panda palette. What is that called? Panda palette roulette. Then through Pan Those Eyeshadows, I hit pan in the shade Venom from my Mica Beauty Shop Serpent palette. Venom is right there. Then some more Project Level Up, Glam Light. I hit pan in shade 16 and 21. I think, I don't know, I think it was this one and then the blue one. I don't know, but that's 16, not, or 15, not 16, but I think those are the ones. In Project Level Up. So if you want to be sure, just go check out that project. I'm not really sure. Then I leveled up and I worked on the shade on the palette Peacock Feathers from my Beauty Shop. First one I hit was the shade, where is it? Bird of Paradise. Is that correct? Yeah. That is right here. It now has a massive pan because I love this shadow. Then we have one from Milani that I cannot show you. That was in those eyeshadows. Then I have one from the Earthy palette from Those Eyeshadows, and I have pan in the shade Apple. A That palette shade from my Glam Shop singles. I have pan in the shade Roast Coffee. Right there. And then this says number 3 from the Glamlight Scooby. But I think it is from this palette. Yeah. I have pan in this shadow right here from the Raggy palette from Glamlight. Another one I can't show you from Milani through Those Eyeshadows. I have pan in the shade Unplugged. And then the other, these are all from the Level Up. 3 shadows from the Peacock palette. I have pan in, what is it? Goddess. Then Crowned, right here. And then Magic Eye. And then the last one for quarter 2, I have pan in the shade Rain from my Beauty Shop. Now I have since used this, so the pan has kind of disappeared. You can maybe see a little bit of it, but these shadows are very soft and movable, so it did have a pan. And that I hit through Those Eyeshadows. Then for quarter 3, the first one I cannot show you. It was in my Flormar quad. The summery one, I hit pan in the shimmer green. Then I hit pan in the shade Eucalyptus. Is that correct? Yeah. From my Beauty Bay Earthy palette through Those Eyeshadows. Eucalyptus is this one. Another one I can't show you, Revolution Elf palette, number 10, through Those Eyeshadows. So I can't show you that. We're back at this palette again through Those Eyeshadows. I also have pan in the darker green. Then I have 2 I cannot show you. The first one comes from ABH, and I have pan in the shade Incense. That has since been decluttered through That palette. And then I also hit a pan in the Revolution Puss in Boots palette through Those Eyeshadows. But I also don't have that palette anymore. One that I do still have is the Give Me Glow Summer Vibes. I have pan in the shade Summer Fling through Those Eyeshadows. No, that's a lie, through Level Up. Then I have pan in the shade Cocoa Cream from Glam Shop through my That palette. That's right there. Then I have pan in a shadow from my Viseart quad, and I'm not really sure what shade is which, but it was in my hashtag beauty chest. I think this is the shade that I hit pan on, and then I also hit pan in this one, just it's up ahead, but I hit both of these in hashtag beauty chest. Then through Those Eyeshadows, I hit pan in the shade Immortality from my Beauty Shop Serpent palette. This is Immortality. And then another Those Eyeshadows shade that I hit pan on was from the Mad Hatter Beauty Bay palette, and I hit pan in this very light blue shadow right there. Then 2 shades I hit from my Beauty Bay Tropical palette because this was my Level Up. The shade Parasol, that is right there, and the shade Anchor, which is right here. Then a pan that I've worked on for so long and I love that I hit comes from the Zulu palette, and I hit pan on the yellow shadow. Tiny pan, but it is here. That was in Those Eyeshadows. Then I also have a shade from the Lizzie McGuire Colourpop palette. This is the shade Bye Bye. I hit that in Those Eyeshadows as well. Then through Level Up, I hit the second pan from the Give Me Glow Summer Vibes palette, and I hit the pan in the shade Fireworks. Actually, that shade was hit in Pan Those Eyeshadows, not Level Up. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm sorry, this is a mess, but the spreadsheet is long and big, and there's a lot of palettes on me, around me right now. I hit Pan next in the shade Sunburst from the Honey palette. This one was through Pan Those Eyeshadows. Mini pan, but very happy that it's here. Shadow from the Serpent palette for Level Up. Reincarnation. Right there. Then one that I cannot show from the Miss Bliss palette. I hit pan on the shade Vibrant Thing. So we're back at Serpent. I hit pan in the shade Forewarning for Level Up. And then I also hit pan in the shade Jormungandr, if that is how you pronounce it, also from Level Up. And then the last one for Q3 was the shade Bellini from my Beauty Bay Love Notes palette. So this is what that looks like. And then we're in the last quarter. First one I cannot show you was from the Flormar Obsession Squad. That was my Level Up, but I decolored that one. Then I hit pan in the shade Blue Cloak for my Beauty Shop's Peacock palette through Pan Those Eyeshadows. And then I hit pan in the shade Fire from my Beauty Bay Brights palette through Pan Those Eyeshadows. Two that I can't show you, Eurovision from the ColourPop Eurovision? No, what is that palette called? Aura and Out palette. I hit that through Pan Those Eyeshadows, decluttered that shade. And then another Flormar Obsessions one from Level Up that I hit. Then we're back at the Beauty Bay Brights palette. I hit pan on the shade Kale through Pan Those Eyeshadows. Then I hit pan in the shade Just a Dream from Mica Beauty Shop through my Alice in Wonderland project. I don't know why that pan is right there, but it is. Then I hit pan in the shade Sneakers from my Beauty Bay Brights palette through Pan Those Eyeshadows, you guessed it. Another Pan Those Eyeshadow shade from my Peacock Feathers palette. I hit pan in the shade Lady Peacock. Back at the Brides palette for Pan Those Eyeshadows, I hit pan in the shade Storm. Then I hit pan in the shade Liquid Center for my Zoeva Singles. Is it this one or is it this one? It is that one. So that is right there. My battery is almost empty. Oh, but this, I cannot film this quick. Another one I can't show you from the Flormar Obsession Squad. I hit pan through Level Up. Then I hit pan in this shadow right here, Nectar, through Pan Those Eyeshadows. That is all for that palette, I think. We have ColourPop Bare to Wear from Pan Those Eyeshadows. Moss from the Beauty Bay Earthy palette. Where's Moss? That's that one. Through Pan Those Eyeshadows. I think all of them. No, not all of them. Almost all of them are from Pan Those Eyeshadows. Sunflower from Beauty Bay Brights. Pan Those Eyeshadows. Some might be spoilers because I don't know what is gonna go up first. Ice Cold from the ColourPop Twilight palette. Then this was hashtag Beauty Chest, the shade Medusa from Mica Beauty Shop. Nubia from the Magic Mini palette through Pan Those Eyeshadows. Rome from Mica Beauty Shop through Pan Those Eyeshadows. Right there in the center. And a Lace Up from ColourPop through Pan Those Eyeshadows. Right there. I think I skipped one. Milani Red. That is right there. So last ones were all Pan Those Eyeshadows. Probably spoilers, but there you go. Those were all the pans. I've hit 71 pans in this year total. I think I've counted them so many times. I'm pretty sure it's 71, give or take a few. So that was it for all the pans. Okay, my battery is now very empty. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Sorry if it was a mess. I really hope to see you in one of my next videos. And thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.